What up, YouTubey? Denny in Saigon. My name's Denny. I'm an American, but I live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I'm a teacher here. Just finished teaching, and I'm taking a break. Get to go back to my hotel for a few hours, and then I teach another couple hours. Then I take another little break, and then I teach another couple hours in the evening. Stringing together part-time jobs has been the most beneficial to me. More beneficial than having one full-time job here. I've explained it before. I'll explain it briefly. The full-time jobs here will they're not going to want to pay you at the same rate the part-time jobs will. At least that's been my experience. They'll offer you full-time and then they'll only pay you $1,400 a month or whatever, but you can make that much with the part-time. It's the math, you know, how they want you to work a few hours in the afternoon for free, which is just going to tie you up, and might as well go home and take a nap. You're not going to pay, in my opinion, but you do what you want. Your results may vary. It's hot. It's real hot in South Vietnam. Pretty much hot every day. The rainy season is coming up, which will be a nice, kind of a nice relief from the heat. It will cool down a little bit when it rains. At least the sun will go behind the clouds. Not that much fun to be on a motorbike when it rains, but it's not that bad either. Yeah, I live over here in District 12. Right now I'm in Go Vap. Okay, Go Vap, it's a big district in Ho Chi Minh City, and it's more popular with the foreigners. But behind District 1 and District 2 is probably Go Vap. District 1 and District 2 are across town. Go Vap is up here on the edge of the city, right? But for some reason, I don't know why, it's popular with the foreigners. My District 12, neighbors Go Vap, and it's not nearly as popular. Nobody lives there but me, pretty much. There's not much to do there. It's cheap, though. I am only paying $150 a month for my hotel room. It's just a small room. It's comfortable and quiet, but my Wi-Fi sucks ass, which I've been complaining about. I've been asking them, look, just fix the Wi-Fi. I'll pay for it, all right? Just put in some equipment, whatever. Just get some Wi-Fi into my room, whatever. They can't. They won't do it. They keep messing around with it. But so I might just move next door. There's another hotel right next door. I'm gonna go talk to them today and find out what they're charging. See if I can get long term. I don't know if I can or not. Some hotels will let you stay long term and give you a discount. Others, it's just by the night. They make enough money here renting out rooms by the night or by the hour. You know, there's hotels all over Saigon, but they rent by the hour, and you know what that's for. That's no problem. I had one hotel one time asked me to leave because they don't want me to stay a long time because they make more money by the hour. So that's okay. But there are cheap places to stay around Vietnam. It's really affordable compared to the USA, of course. I did find an apartment when I first got here. I was sharing an apartment in District 2 over by Saigon Outcast. I forget what it's called. Saigon Outcast is like a really nice skater park. It's got they have a rock climbing wall, and they have places to sit and drink, and places to relax, and hammocks, and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. Saigon Outcast, and I think it's still there. I've been there in a little while. Yeah, District 2 is nice, and there's a lot of nice restaurants over there too, and Tao Dien. Everybody loves Tao Dien. I used to walk these ladies' dogs, a couple ladies from Australia. They had a couple dogs, and I would stay in their house and walk their dogs, and they rented a real nice house over in Tao Dien. I can't tell you what they paid for it, but it's probably not too terrible. I stayed in another apartment over in Lexington Apartments, which are very nice. And I walked this guy's dog, and he had a 3-bedroom apartment, and and he was paying about $800 a month for his 3-bedroom apartment. Overlooking the city. They got a pool on the roof. They got security and all that. It's real nice. Real nice apartment. Western style apartment. 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $800 a month. Pretty affordable, you know, if you're an American, really. Depends on, I guess, your job here. If you got a job online or something, you can probably easily afford that. If you're a teacher, you know, you could probably still afford it, but the location of Lexington, you know, it's way over there in District 2 on the far side of 2. If you live on the 22nd floor of this building, it's going to take you 30 minutes to get out of the building and across the parking lot and, you know, get your bike out. You have to leave 30 minutes earlier just to get out of there. You stop on every floor. Man, this apartment, you're going to stop on every floor. You know, in the mornings and stuff, of course, it gets pretty busy in Saigon, so it probably pays to live close to your school, you know, if you can. I did rent a room over in Benton with my girlfriend, and we was only paying, I don't know, a couple $100 a month for that. So you have options here. You have plenty of options. I did rent I rented a house down in the province for $40 a month. It was down in the province, and it was kind of cool. It was back in like behind some factories and stuff, and there were I had some neighbors, had some noisy neighbors. You know, you're gonna probably have that here in Vietnam and in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is not quiet like the West. It's pretty noisy, and sometimes it's noisy to a crazy degree. You just have to put up with it, you know. You may be able to find some peace and quiet. I don't know, but you'll have to look for it probably. Kind of the way it is here, like when I lived in Benton, I'm pretty sure people were manufacturing stuff on the other side of my bedroom wall. They weren't just remodeling. They were manufacturing over there because it was non-stop pounding. You know, that's kind of the way it goes here. Luckily, my room I have now is very quiet and very dark. There's no windows in it, and so it's peaceful and quiet up on the 4th floor. There's no Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's lovely here. Love Vietnam. Love Vietnam very much. Some minor inconveniences when you don't speak the language. I had to go to an office the other day, government office, and make documents. My fiance should have went, really, because it's all Vietnamese, and every time I go to this place, they waste my time. So I took this document up to the window and paid for it and everything, and she said, well, we'll call your name. We'll call your name. And I said, you'll call my name? Yes, we'll call your name. Okay. So I went and sat down, and I waited, and I didn't hear my name. I went back and asked, oh, we'll call your name. And I go back and ask. Finally, after about an hour of that, I go back and I said, look, you said you'd call my name. And I showed her my passport, and they said, oh, we call fiance's name. So they're in there calling my fiance's name for an hour, leaving me said, yeah, I know my fiance's name, but the problem is everybody in Vietnam has the same name. I mean, there's one out of 10 people has her name, so they were calling that name. I didn't know. People would still get up, walk in there, and I didn't know who it was. So, whatever. Wasted about an hour of my time, no problem. Went to the dentist, got my remaining tooth fixed, basically. So I'm pretty much finished with my teeth. That was actually cheaper than I thought it was going to cost. It only cost me about $45. So that's good. And my teeth are all fixed up. I'm ready to go home. I have to go back to the USA for a little while, and I really don't have a choice. It's not something I really want to do, but I miss my kids, and I got personal things going on with my family back home. It's things I can't really talk about on YouTube, you know. I can't really mention it. It's just personal things. My boy, he'll be 18 in a few months, in 6 months or 8 months. And the thing about it is, he needs me. He's gonna need me. I don't think his mom's gonna be able to take care of him a whole lot longer, so I'm gonna have to be there, at least for a little while. I want to make sure everything's okay, and it's going to be hard, real hard to transition back to the USA, especially hard to live in Indiana. I may just zip across the line and live in Ohio for a little while. Sin Loy. It's knocking me over, trying to get over. You gotta watch out here in traffic. It can be quite dangerous, and they'll not really watch out for you. You gotta watch out for them. There's people hauling all kinds of stuff, and they'll run into you with it. It's motorbike traffic, so it's quite different than in the West. It's the law, the rules, there's the laws, I guess, but I don't know what they are. The rules are different, right? A lot of red light jumpers and stuff. You come over here and start driving, you get used to it. I don't know how I'm going to get used to driving back home. It's not going to be easy. I'm going back to my little town in Indiana, see my kids, visit my family. And I'll probably go live about 30 miles away in Ohio, maybe. Ain't for sure. Got some things I gotta take care of. I gotta get my license back. Where I'm from, you have to have a license or you won't survive. You need to drive around or there's just no way to live there. I've been trying to explain to my girl, you know, a lot about the West and about how it changes rapidly. It's really difficult for her to understand, you know, some things. I've been explaining to her about Donald Trump, you know, and about the coup, about the deep state, and how, you know, Americans, you know, it's not unusual to her, right? But in America, we don't put up with that, you know, we're not having that. And so it's supposed to be different in America, you know, we expect it to be different. At least I do, and millions of people think like me. She says, why do you worry about politics? Why do you worry about, you know, the news? I explained to her about voting, you know, if she comes to the USA, she'll be an American citizen. We're expected to vote in the USA, you know. It's our civic duty. We're expected to have an opinion, to stay informed and have an opinion, which is why we expect the news to tell the truth. You know, it's important that the news media is honest with the public so that we can make informed decisions in our democracy. The news media lies now. The mainstream media is nothing but propaganda and lies, and I explained that to her, which is why a lot of people are upset, and a lot of people are, you know, they get deplatformed off of YouTube because they're giving alternative information. I explained that to her, and she understands it somewhat, you know. But she's very simple, and she doesn't care about, she thinks about the future enough to save money, but she doesn't think about the future enough to care about politics, you know, and why she needs to be concerned herself with what the government is doing and what the corporations who are, you know, in bed with the government, what they're doing. Yeah, it's a big deal, okay? For me, from my perspective, it's a big deal. You need to pay attention. You need to inform yourself as much as possible. You need to try not to be naive. You know, we're confined to one point in time and space. We can't know everything, you know. Only 50 years old, and the universe is billions of years old. How much can I know? But I can at least, you know, try to stay on top of things and not make decisions based on bad information. I try to determine if the USA, what's it going to look like in 10 or 20 years, you know? Nobody knows, but it's changing. It's changing so rapidly, and there's nothing I can do about, I can't stop the change, and I have to kind of determine where it's going to go. It's like a river. Is there going to be waterfalls up ahead? Because if there are, I want to know that, you know? There's going to be dangerous rapids up ahead. I need to know that. I'm not living my life where, like I had for a long time, just like a rudderless ship on the ocean, you know, let the waves take me wherever. It's a bad idea to live your life like that, and I have done that for a long time, and it's not been good. I've made mistakes, and mistakes were made. So now that I'm older and wiser, it took me probably 45 years to grow up. So that's just the way it goes. I'm trying to make better decisions now, and I do like to watch the news, and I do need to sort out the fake news from the real news. which I'm doing a pretty good job of it. I think so, but I guess we just have to keep it all in perspective and know that, you know, we can't know what's happening everywhere. We just have to use our best judgment and our best intuition. Things don't change very rapidly here in Vietnam, which is a good thing, really. You only got 20 or 30 years of life left. I don't really want to go through lots of big time rapid changes, you know, over my remaining lifespan. And you know, they're letting in millions of people into the USA every year, but how many jobs are they creating? Are they creating millions of new jobs? Probably not. You know, how's that going to affect your job going forward? I'm probably going to go back and work with the Amish. If I don't drive a truck, I'm going to go back and work with the Amish and just do some websites and stuff on the side. The Amish, I would expect to be there in 20 years. These people are solid, and they're going to survive. Okay, if there's an EMP attack and a lot of people die off, they'll survive. They'll be the last ones to die off, unless they're raided by the government, which could happen. Since they're peaceful and Christians and white, you know, they're the number one enemy of the New World Order. Those people are independent and they take care of themselves. They'll probably have jobs for the next 20 years. They create their own jobs, you know. And I like working with the Amish. It's easy to work with them and make money. You're your own boss, but you get to work with the Amish. It's easy. And that's probably what I'm going to do. Go back and get a van, live in Indiana, and start working with the Amish again, and retire, basically, with the Amish. If I come back here, I'll come back with my girlfriend. My wife. I'll come back with my wife. We may go live in the province, and I may tutor or something in my you know, when I'm older. Maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't know. Maybe sooner. If I have to come back here, I will. I have to pay my sport one way or another. If I cannot live in the USA and pay my sport, I'm coming right back to the USA, or coming back to Vietnam to teach. You know, I won't have a choice. They won't let me have a choice. I have to pay that sport. You know, my boy's almost 18, but I have a little back support to pay. It's going to have to be paid. You see that beautiful lady standing over there? They're so beautiful. The Vietnamese women are just the most gorgeous things. Miss looking at them every day. Never get tired of looking at the Vietnamese. Never get tired of the nice weather. Never get tired of the, you know, how cheap it is to live here. I got my motorbikes fixed right here, this spot right here. Fixed it the other day, and they fixed me up for about $5. About $5. Fixed my exhaust. Had something else going on, and I fixed my housing here with some black tape. I have never seen duct tape, but I assume they have in Vietnam. Some things, you know, you may have to look for and stuff. I don't know. I know right where to get it at home. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to transition back. It is. It's not hard to transition here, but it's hard to transition back. You got to come to Vietnam to live. You could probably come with $20 to your name and make it. And you could run yourself down to almost no money here and still survive. You can't do that in the West. I don't want to be doing that in the USA. I need to have a nest egg, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm saving the money until I get enough to go back. It may take me another 3 or 4 months or whatever. This year I'm going back. Oh, it's sad. It's real sad. I love this place, and it's an easy life. I get to take naps every day, and I'm not going to be taking any naps in the USA, I bet. Unless it's on the weekend, maybe. My last job I had, I worked with the Amish. I was working about 14 hours a day, but it's 5 days a week, so I got to take Saturday and Sunday off. Make websites or something. We'll see if I can get set up with that again. I got to buy a van. Hello, sweetie. I love the kids here. Kids are real nice. These are beautiful people here. It's a beautiful culture. Beautiful society. I love these people. It's a little dirtier than the West. I mean, it's a big city. It's Saigon, you know, but it's not that bad. It's not as dirty as it's not as dirty as Phnom Penh. And even that's getting cleaner. I visited Phnom Penh after living there 2 years ago, and I took my fiance there in February, and they've cleaned it up some. You know, they're making progress, which I'm very happy to see that. Most of the pollution in the oceans and stuff is coming from Southeast Asia, if you don't know that. They like to blame the Americans, you know. They're going to blame you for it if you're in America. But mostly, no, it's here. I watched the water festival in Phnom Penh. You know, 1 million people come to the city. And there's trash, covers every inch of the roads and sidewalks, and they sweep it all into the Mekong River. You know. Anyways, my name's Denny, and thanks for watching my video, and I hope you have a nice day.